Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Offices Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the area of Advanced Business and Financial Management, and we are preparing for CAIIB 2023 November attempt. Okay, so as you know, the CAIIB registration is going to begin from 1st of September. So you should really buck up right now because the time is less, the days are counted, and soon the examinations are going to start from 26th of November. So that technically means by the end of November you will be totally stuck up, and you have the entire December stuck up with this entire examination. Plus, if you look at the particular syllabus and everything, it's huge, and there are so many things to look forward to. So what we are doing is we are covering the syllabus bit by bit. I've covered almost 4 to 5 chapters, and along with this I've covered the module A once as well. So you can look at for the playlist there. You will find a good number of questions being covered there for the module A, and then we'll be slowly and steadily moving towards module B, C and D, right? So let's begin with the class today. We're going to talk about ABFM. We are going to talk about the topic of directing. Acha, what do you mean by directing, everyone? See, when you put people to work, in the previous classes we have talked about staffing. When we put people to work, ultimately we would want that whatever people who are working under us, we have to tell them what to do and what not to do. No? If I don't tell them this is what you need to do, this is your task, this is how you need to proceed to it, then how will they work? At the same time, people get demotivated as well. Agreed? We can feel good about something, we can feel bad about something. Not every day at work is same. So sometimes I'm sorry, I need motivation. Sometimes I need motivation. Sometimes I need supervision, because sometimes when someone else is looking at me now, I get a better idea. Motivation, supervision, then we have leadership, and the last one is communication. These are the four most important elements of directing. You can learn it with an acronym as SMLC: supervision, motivation, leadership and communication. I'm sorry. Okay, so then comes the next point. Here comes the questions relating to the era of directing. What is the primary goal of the directing function in management? Why do we do directing? If I don't tell people what to do, how will they work? If I don't tell them how to work, if I don't motivate them, if I don't communicate with them, how will they even start their working, right? So it's directing there, which is an important element, right? So let's have a look at the question. So is it planning, controlling, leading and influencing, or is it budgeting? The correct answer in this case would be leading and influencing. Why? Because planning, controlling and budgeting, these are planning and budgeting, they are one, and budgeting is actually covered under planning. Controlling is itself a function, so that's not the point. It is followed by directing. And then we have leading and influencing. I lead the people and ultimately I influence them while doing the work. So the answer is I'm sorry. So in this case, the correct answer is leading and influencing. Right? So when we talk about leading and influencing, isn't it a part of SMLC, L for leadership? And by influencing, it's a part of leadership. When you are a charismatic leader, you will influence the other person to do a certain thing in a certain way, isn't it? Done? Okay, so let's move on and talk about the next question. Oh, I'm sorry. Which of the following is not a key element of the directing function? When we talk about the key elements of directing function, among the following which is not? Motivating employees, setting operational goals, then we have communicating effectively, or making decisions. What is the correct answer there? Which of the following is not a key element of directing? When we talk about which of the following is not a key element, motivating is a part of it, it's a function. Setting organization goals, that is something planning does. That is something directing doesn't take care of. You know? So this is wrong. And then we have communicating effectively. And then we have making decisions. So in this case, the correct answer is B. Setting organizational goals. This is a part of planning. Got it? The correct answer is setting organizational goals. Next question. In the context of management, what does leading refers to? What do you mean by the term leading? Setting organizational objectives, providing guidance and inspiration to the employees. Then we have creating budgets or analyzing the market trends. When we talk about leading, leading can be said as something where you are making the person who thinks that you are worthy, who thinks you as a powerful person, who thinks that when they are working with you they feel strong about it, right? So they're influenced by your behavior, they're influenced by your thinking, they're influenced by your caliber. For example, if I talk about a king there, if the king is strong, the kingdom always felt very strong because everybody was looking at the king ultimately. If the king has strength, then people used to have the same thing. Same thing happens in life today as well. Na? If our family, if I look at the elders there, if they are stronger, then the kid is like, acha, I can face everything. Why? Because they can see the leaders being strong there. If I talk about, let me give an example. Another example is related to Elon Musk. They've recently taken up Twitter. Once the Twitter has been taken away from the original people and then given to him there, he bought the particular place. There had been news like the people who were working there for years, who had got a lot of, I would say, recognition in the organization for being very hardworking. Now all of them are out of the organization. There was a particular story related to the particular scenario that there was a particular woman who was a manager there, and she was among the most hardworking people who were rewarded, and the next time as soon as he took the particular place, the lady was removed. So someone who was the most hardworking in the entire vertical was removed by the organizational head. Once they pull a lot, you will be like, array, people are firing, people are being fired like anything. I don't think I'm safe here. When the leader has insecurity, it would lead to insecurity among the people as well. If the leader is fine, then everybody is fine, right? Then setting up organizational objectives, this is a plan. Providing guidance and inspiration to the employees, this is again an important point. Budgets is again a plan. Analyzing market trends is basically analysis, again related to the planning. So there's only one point that is correct here, that is providing guidance and inspiration to the employees. This is where people look at the leader. For example, I will if my senior is hardworking, I'll always feel like working harder. Pata. Why? Because I see them working for 8 hours, 9 hours, and then you're like, acha, my senior is working so much. Even I can do that. You look at your seniors, right? When we were kids, we used to look at our parents. That is where you talk about these things. So, here comes the next question. When a manager gives a specific instruction to employees on how to complete a task, it is an example of delegating, leading, controlling, or planning. When a manager gives specific instructions to employees on how to complete a task, you are passing the instructions now. How to complete the task, what is the way. So this is not planning, not controlling. It can be delegating or leading. But when you're telling the other person, you are actually delegating, because you are giving them certain amount of tasks to do. right? So you are being the senior there, the boss is giving them the particular work. If you give work, that means you are giving authority. What were the various elements of delegation? Second was responsibility. With great powers comes great responsibility. Authority, responsibility, and last is, if you are given a work, you are accountable for that. Then it comes as accountability. Oh, which of the following is not a common method of motivating employees in directing function? Acha, in motivation now we have 3 types of motivation on the basis of being positive or negative. It is called positive motivation, and there is something called negative motivation. Now every family does it in a different manner. When I talk about the positive motivation, what do you mean by positive motivation? If I say very good that you are doing the work, I'm proud of you, that's a positive motivation. If I can see they are growing and then I still say, I don't think you can do it, I don't think you are doing worth it. When you raise questions, that is something that we'll define it as directing function. Financial incentives, recognition and rewards, punishment for mistakes, or career development opportunities. In this case, all the negative things, that is basically negative motivation. And the financial incentives is a positive one. Recognition and rewards is a positive one. Career development opportunities is again a positive one. So there's only one negative. When a particular person sees that people around him are being punished for their wrong deeds, for their mistakes, then he will feel a lot of pressure that I have to prove myself, I'll have to give my best, only then things will work out. So basically in this case this will also bring pressure, but this is a negative motivation, not a positive one. This is a negative one. So punishment for motivation can be stated as a negative motivation. Next question. What is the purpose of effective communication in directing function of management? To share information and instructions, to establish long-term organizational goals, to conduct performance evaluations, or to create financial reports. What is the purpose of effective communication? See, if we are communicating, if I ask you something, you give me a feedback, that means that is where I'll come to know now you are listening to me. In case I don't get any answer, then that would be a dicey situation, because at that point of time I won't be knowing whether you are listening to me even or not, isn't it? So in this case there is only one point there. How can we define communication is being effective or not? To share information and instructions, to establish long-term organizational goals, to conduct performance evaluations, or to create financial reports. Financial reports doesn't make a difference in terms of the communication. I gave you certain things and you answered, that is something that is there. Then when we talk about in the directing function of management, to share information and instructions, to establish long-term organizational goals, what is the purpose of effective communication? I think effective communication can be said as something that basically helps in achieving the goals. It helps to share information, right? In fact, now if you look at the word communication, communication comes out of the word it has been taken out of word that is communis, which actually means to share. Okay? So in this case the correct answer is to share. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I skipped the question there, and here comes the question. What leadership style focuses on giving employees a high degree of autonomy and responsibility in decision making? Okay, with great power comes great responsibility, otherwise everybody will become people like Adolf Hitler. right? When you have a lot of when you have a lot of pressure, but then ultimately you don't really look forward towards the area that, see, if you have a lot of pressure and you have the power to make decisions as well, that becomes easier. So it is autocratic leadership, transformational leadership, laissez-faire leadership, or bureaucratic leadership. In this case, what leadership style focuses on giving employees a high degree of autonomy? If you talk about high degree of autonomy, it is given in terms of autocratic. Autocratic is all about blinded power without any responsibility. Transformational leadership is where you completely transform the person in terms of his personality. Bureaucratic leadership happens in terms of the IAS and all. What do they do? Bureaucratic is having a lot of formal paperwork and so many things there. And the last one is laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is also known as free reign. And it says, with great power comes great responsibility. We are giving you the great power, and if you make any trouble there, if you face any trouble there, then we'll be treated as a great responsibility too. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory suggests that physiological needs must be satisfied before individuals seek which of the following needs: safety needs, belongingness and love needs, self-actualization needs, or esteem needs. Abraham Maslow created a particular theory that is called need hierarchy theory, also known as hierarchy of needs theory. Okay, so in this case, that suggests that physiological needs must be satisfied. Achha, if we are empty stomach, what will happen? If I have not slept well, what will happen? If I have not slept well, I'll be too tired when I'll be taking the class, and I'll be feeling sleepy, and I'll be just maybe I'll be looking forward. I love my work, but then when I'm tired, when I'm hungry, will I be able to justify myself? The chances are less. When we are unwell, what happens? We're looking forward towards rest. We are looking forward towards rest. We're looking forward towards food, shelter, clothing, the basics. Till the time you don't have the basics, you cannot move on and talk about the other areas, other prospects. So in this case, the correct answer is safety needs. Okay. So basically, first is your physiological needs, then we look forward towards assuring that those needs are staying with us. For example, if I get my food, I get my shelter, and then I get my clothing, and then you get a good sleep even. Once these things are there, you're thankful. But for today. But you would want that you have this thing with you every single day. That is where you look forward towards safety needs. Also, you can look forward to the area of security needs. है ना? Safety and security needs. You want security. Done? So in this case, that's the answer. Which motivation theory proposes that people are motivated by the belief that their efforts will lead to desired performance, which in turn will lead to reward? Done? Which motivation theory proposes that the people are motivated by the belief that their efforts will lead to desired performance, which in turn will lead to reward? Everybody works for reward. Think about it. When we are doing something and if I don't get anything out of it, why would we do something? है ना? Everybody works for something in return. So when you work, then is it Maslow's hierarchy theory or Herzberg's two-factor theory, expectancy theory or equity theory? Equity theory is like if you put an effort and I put an effort, but you get more than me, I'll get insecure. I'll be like, alright, I have also put the same level of effort. Why am I getting less? Agreed? That is equity theory. Then we have the expectancy theory. Expectancy theory is about the theory which talks about when we expect something out of it. So in this case, the correct answer is C, the expectancy theory. Which motivation theory suggests that individuals compare their input and output with those of others to determine if they are being treated fairly? Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Herzberg two-factor theory, expectancy or equity. When we are talking about one person getting rewards, your input, your output, and the other person's input and the other person's output, when we are trying to compare that partner, your input and other person's input, your output and other person's output. So in this case, what do we want to know? We would like to know, that is equity theory. This is given by Adam. It is Adam's equity theory. Next question. Which motivation theory suggests that individuals are motivated by a hierarchy of needs, from basic physiological needs to the higher order psychological needs? Expectancy theory, equity, Maslow's hierarchy, or theory X or theory Y? In this case, the correct answer is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. The Maslow's need hierarchy theory talks about this. Okay? The correct answer is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So that's it for the day, everyone. I hope this was particularly helpful for you. And if you're looking forward towards your preparation, then have you taken up our courses yet? If you haven't, then kindly go ahead and check it out. Let me show you where to go in order to purchase any of our courses there. You just have to go to the area of officers Adda 24/7. Right? So there you will have to go to this area. Here you will find the area of JIB and CAIIB. Go to the area of CAIIB November 2023. You will find the CAIIB pack there. As you can see, it is currently having double validity, so you can check it out on our website and our app. All the courses, that is ABM, BFM, ABFM and BRBL, November December batches are already there. One is just about to start from September 4th, so you can look forward to that batch as well. You can use the code MOON80 to get 80% discount there. And if you take up the Maha pack, it includes everything. That includes these particular batches, your elective subject, your mock tests, as well as mega marathon, mini marathon, plus the doubt sessions, as well as mock test papers. So you've got a lot of things if you take up the Maha pack, because you will not only get the batch, but you will also get the revision batch with it as well, complimentarily. So if you're looking forward to it, then kindly go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details. So you can use the code MOON80, so hurry up and check it out.